wanted to show you all the modifications that I've made in the last 90 days that's made life much easier for me as I learn all about my trailer and learn all about the RV travel trailer life. So join me for the tour 90 days in. Guys, it's been over 90 days since I picked up my brand spanking new Escape 21C travel trailer, and I have been all the way from Florida to Canada to the Rockies back down to Nevada. But I first wanted to show you probably the best exterior change that I made, and it does affect the interior too, and that's this keyless lock. So this is an RV lock, keyless, which is great just in case you lose your key. The first thing I'll show you is my suction cups, and this is just a holder for you can put all kinds of things in there. I haven't really found much that I need to put in it, so I just keep my hand soap in there and just a few other things. I do have a medicine cabinet that I'll open up for you that I can put things, and I just have some extra, not much in there because I keep forgetting that I even have this cabinet. That's not my mod. The other mod, of course, are these hooks everywhere, and this just kind of holds up my curtain that I'll show you what I do with that shortly. Another really helpful modification that I did is I took mainly a tension rod that you can use for shower curtains or whatever. I bought this to go in the refrigerator, but decided to use it in here. So what I do is I have a clear curtain, and this is just, actually it's a quarter of a curtain. I took a half of a plain one and then cut it in half again so that it's not so long. So what I do, because this is a wet bath, I put this over my toilet seat and my garbage can and my other goodies so they don't get wet. And that's been so helpful. It's probably one of the best modifications that I've done. And you know, once it's dry, you can just put it back behind the toilet seat. The other modification that I did with the shower curtain is this pretty blue, it's kind of cloth-like, a shower curtain that I changed out from the one that they gave me. It's all the way, it's the most of the length that I need. I had to cut a little bit off so it doesn't drag. But this is what I use to cover the door so that nothing comes out. And this dries really quick. So once I'm done with it, you see I just hang it back up. Oops. I just hang it back up here on my suction cups, and it's out of the way, and I let it dry. I do have a shower scraper, as you see, that I can just scrape off the sides of the shower. It dries really quick in here. Another modification that I did in the shower bathroom is to put down some flooring. This is just to keep my feet warm, but I actually have two. The first one is the main one. I leave this in here when I shower, so that way I don't slide or anything, and it fits perfectly. It's basically the correct size. This I got at Costco, and I think it was only $30 to $35, somewhere around there. It's perfect. But it's still, the toilet seat sits kind of high, so I wanted something else to raise. If you're short, it's very high. So I found this on Amazon. The Amazon did not have the exact size that Costco had, and I wasn't near a Costco, so I bought this. It's just a little white cover up that lifts it up a little bit, and it's perfect. I take this top one off when I take a shower, and then I put it back in, so when I go back in, it's dry, and I don't have to worry about being wet from the wet bath. Bathroom wall, I mainly just added a little chalkboard type thingy. It didn't really fit, so I actually put some double-sided tape to hold it up. So I put what I need for groceries or any other little thing. Another modification that I did, it's just the plastic liner that I put on the bottom of this door. So when you get the door, it doesn't go all the way down to the floor. So when you have it open, bugs or something could crawl in. But when I have this here, it keeps it open. I mean, excuse me, keeps it closed. Probably see it better now that I have the door open. That way when you have the screen open only, then nothing can get in the bottom. We all know command hooks are king, and I do have a few command hooks, and this, my fly swatter, is probably one of the things that I use like several times a day. But this is good to have it just hanging so I know exactly where it is. I also have a few command hooks on this side. I keep some keys in my hat if I don't have the hat in the truck. Here near the front door, I have my fire extinguisher. I was trying to find a good place to put it or hold it, so I actually put double-sided tape on the back, so if I have to use it, I just pull it off. At least it's close to the kitchen and close to the door. So the other thing I've added down here in the front entry is some netting, and my intentions was for this to be a shoe holder, but actually the shoes are kind of too heavy and they don't really work or hold it up. So I'm still trying to see what the purpose of this is, other than right now I'm just keeping my leveler here, so whenever I get to a campsite, I do have a digital leveler, but I also check many times, and I'll just put it here so that way I don't have to come into the trailer. I can just open the door, grab the leveler, and check. Okay, another modification that I did is to the window in the front door. It has a opaque pane, but I thought it still was a little bit too see-through-y. So what I got is some vinyl sheeting, and it looks sort of like cathedral color, but you can get any pattern you want, and you still get the light in here, but you get some more coverage. This just mainly sticks on with a little soapy water, but I've had it on for quite a while and it's gotten dusty, so it's come up. I need to replace it, but in the meantime I've used some handy dandy double-sided tape so that I can keep it in place. Okay, I've made a couple modifications in the closet, and the first is these little plastic storage bins that stack on top of each other. They also pull out, so if you need to get something in the back of one of them, you can. I love this. And then I still have room to hang a few things here. But speaking of hanging, this is the rod that came with the trailer, and it's nice, but it's too low and there's wasted space at the top. So what I did is repurposed a rod that I had for my refrigerator travel and put that on the wall, and that way when I hang my clothes, they don't drag on the bottom and get wrinkled. So that's a great mod. One of the best mods I did was this light. It's a battery operated. You can plug it in. As you see, I have the USB there. But this has been hanging here without being recharged for almost over 2 months, because I'm not in the closet that much with the light. But this is perfect, and they don't cost that much on Amazon. Here's another modification I made to my dining room area. As you can see, I have a U-shaped dining unit with the cushions on the bottom and cushions on the top. Well, the top cushions don't stay in place, or did not stay in place. So every time you sit down, they would move or fall over, and I got very annoyed with that. So I decided to use the trusty Velcro. So I have Velcro at the back of all of these cushions so that when either I'm traveling or just sitting down, they're not going to fall over on me. That's been a really great help. Just added a few things to the bedroom area. The first, I put the same netting here, and this is where I can keep my Kindle or books, or sometimes I'll put the remote control in there, until I came up with this nifty idea to just put some Velcro on the wall, and then I can put my remotes there, because many times I'm at the top of the bed watching and I want to get rid of the remote and it's too far to come down here to the netting. So this has come in handy as well. In the tour that I do have under bed storage, and it's a lot. So half the platform comes up so that you can get underneath there, and you can also reach it from outside, because I can see stuff I have put in from the outside. So I have 4 storage bins under here you can put your winter, summer clothes, whatever season it is, all kinds of extra things that you need, because I don't really go in here much. Now I do have water here because I have a door right here that I can go in to get the water. So that's perfect. I don't have to open this heavy mattress every time. So this stick does not come with this trailer. So I've just kind of holding it up by yourself and trying to get in there is you can't do it. You need two people to hold. So what we did is went to Lowe's or Home Depot, and we got this, just a stick, just a heavy duty stick, and then we got some like rubber covers that you use on legs of furniture and that kind of stuff, so that way it goes in this hole that is, as you see, there is a hole here, so it's like perfect so that I can get in there and do what I need to do and only have to kind of hold this when I open and close. It's a perfect modification. This clock I bought, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can probably see it from the bed, I can see it from the dining, and it is huge and I love it, but it's not backlit, so I cannot see it at night. So I just leave this here. If I'm cooking or something, I can see what time it is, but then if I'm in bed, I use the other clock. A couple of gadgets that I bought that I just love. I like to see what time it is at night because I get up about 100 times a night, and I found this little clock that I've had to put on the wall with Velcro. Not Velcro, sorry, with a double-sided tape, and we'll see how it holds up in travel. But it's great. It's halfway lit at night, but if you barely touch it, it lights all the way up. But I can always see what time it is, and it also gives me the temperature and the humidity. I have another area. I'm experimenting with this tray. I bought it actually for the bed area, but it kept falling off. So what I've done now is just put my remote and a few other little gadgets up there, and I'll see how it does. I'm not sure if it'll travel without falling off. This is not really mods, but this is me using whatever kind of little holders and bins I have in the kitchen to keep things down. Of course, when I travel, all this goes back up. I don't cook that much, but these things are here for me when I need them, so I like that. Here's another modification that I did for the kitchen. I had just a standalone paper towel holder, but it, of course, is in the way, and you need your space. So I found this again on Amazon, and it's just an adhesive sticky. I don't have to drill anything, but you can if you want to or need to. And it holds your paper towels in place because it has a little springy thing, so that when you're traveling, your paper towel's not going to be rolling off. And so far, I've been kind of gentle pulling my towels off, but it's been there for about a month, and it's held up really well. So this is a great modification. In the fridge, I just added a thermometer so I can see what the temperature is, and then so far this refrigerator freezer has worked really, really well. One of the things I added to the freezer was this bottom rubber mat, and I was reading somewhere that, like, if you get frost, you can just pull it up and then you can get the ice out. So far I'm not getting any frost on the bottom. I am getting a little on the back side, so I've got to see if I can put something back there, or it's just gonna be the way it is. It's not very much. Okay, this is something I've added that I actually love. I love ice water no matter what time of year it is. So I found this little combo set. It's actually a keeper and then the tray. So you could put the tray on top if you wanted to, but what I usually do is I'll put my ice in here, put this on there, and then when I put this in the freezer, I'll just stack it on top so it's easily stackable. And this is rubber, so when it gets a little warm, you can just kind of twist it, and then the ice cubes will come out. This has been perfect. So I've never had to buy ice, and I can keep my great ice water. Okay, now this is what I usually use to cook, is that air fryer. Love it. And then I will use this electric induction cooktop, which is great because I have electricity. But the thing I wanted to show you, what I put in here is underneath those, and this is just a dish towel mat, and I actually put it over here because it gets in the way if I'm really by the dishes and it gets wet. But if I put it here, once I wash the dishes, I just lay them here, and they dry really quick. And then you can also throw this in the washer to keep it clean. I don't know if I mentioned this in my first tour, but this is something that I added that I really love. It's a skinny, narrow garbage can, and it has a foot holder that you can pop it up if you need to, but it's at just a perfect size for this space so that I can have room for lots of garbage if I need to, because otherwise I'm not sure where I would put a garbage can in here. It's just been perfect. Okay, on my closet door, I've added my National Parks Visited poster, and it's not too filled in yet. I don't know what I got there, 15 maybe, not quite sure, but on my way back to the East Coast in about a month or so, I'm going to hit 2 or 3 others that I'll be able to fill in. Of course, I'm not going to probably get all 63, and that's really not my goal, but it was just some decoration, and I bought the poster months ago, so I decided to put it up. What I made is basically to add a rug into the kitchen. I have foam underbelly added, and it keeps the floor actually pretty warm. So far, it's been in the 40s or low 40s, and I haven't been cold, and I've been barefoot. But I added this rug, and it's actually pretty helpful, you know, to stand on. You can put something with more cushion on it. I just bought this at some kind of discount store for $20-something. I may get another one. I've washed it once because it got so dirty with mud, and I just took some upholstery cleaner and washed it. So the other rug that I added, which is even more important, is this one for the front door. You see I have my shoes here now, but again, this is a very cheap rug that I got somewhere, Big Lots or Dollar Store, somewhere like that. You can get anything, but what you do need is something in the front door, so when you come in, it catches all the dirt and dust from your shoes. And this has been really, really helpful, so I'm glad I added this. Again, I've washed this. It needs to be washed again, but it held up in the wash, dried really quickly. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of my Escape 21C 90 days in, and looked at all the modifications that I've made. I'm sure there will be more, and I will check in with you again in 180 days. So in 6 months, we'll check in and see if I've added any other modifications. So stay tuned.